Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. P&B spoilers. Dark Finn does the unthinkable. Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline Masinswood, has many rules for her husband on The Bold and the Beautiful. Dr. John Finnegan, Tanner Novlin, is about to do the unthinkable and break her cardinal rule and take Hope Logan's Annika Noel side in their bitter feud. Here's what's happening next on Bold and Beautiful. Spoilers coming up. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers. Steffy Forrester vs. Hope Logan. According to B&B spoilers, Steffy Forrester is not going to let Hope and Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, run her out of her family's company without putting up a fight. The passport fiasco will be the final straw for the Forrester-Harris, but she has something up her sleeve for the Logan women. Next week on Bold and the Beautiful, Steffy Forrester and Hope Logan will have a fierce confrontation. It will most likely have to do with Steffy's missing passport or the Monte Carlo trip. Hope comes out smelling like roses and Steffy looks like a monster. To add insult to injury, Finn will defend his wife's mortal enemy and tell her she's going too far this time. Steffy Forrester has not taken Hope seriously as a threat to her marriage until now. Steffy has no idea that Hope has been trying to seduce her husband behind closed doors, but she's starting to realize they are getting way too close. B&B spoilers. Finn Finnegan chooses the wrong side. The fact that Finn embarrassed her and stuck up for Hope will send Steffy into a tailspin. Bold and Beautiful spoilers hint she'll probably show up on Liam Spencer's, Scott Clifton, doorstep by the end of the week. Of course, her ex-husband has been waiting for this day for over a year now, and Liam will be happy to give her a shoulder to cry on. Do you think that Steffy is taking things too far with Hope? Could this really be the beginning of the end of Steffy and Finn's marriage? Let us know what you think in the comments below, and keep checking back here on Soap Opera Spy for more B&B spoilers and news. The sun dipped low over Los Angeles, casting a golden hue over the sprawling cityscape. Inside the sterile walls of the Forrester mansion, tension crackled like a live wire. Dr. John Finn Finnegan stood in the dimly lit study, his expression a storm of emotions. The man who had dedicated his life to healing and saving lives now faced a moral quandary that threatened to tear apart the very fabric of his existence. Steffy Forrester, his wife, watched him with worried eyes. Her beauty, usually radiant, seemed dimmed by the shadows of their recent troubles. The turmoil that had engulfed their lives had taken its toll, and Finn's decision tonight could either save them or destroy everything they held dear. "Finn, please," Steffy whispered, her voice trembling. "Tell me what you're thinking. We can face this together." Finn turned to her, his eyes haunted. "I don't know if I can do this, Steffy. It's against everything I believe in, everything I've sworn to uphold as a doctor." Steffy reached out, her hand trembling as she touched his arm. "But this is our family, Finn. Sometimes we have to make impossible choices to protect the ones we love." The source of their strife lay in the hospital room across town, where Sheila Carter, the woman who had brought nothing but chaos and pain into their lives, lay in a coma. After a botched attempt to kidnap Hayes, Sheila had suffered a severe head injury. Finn, who had always prided himself on his ethical integrity, now stood at a crossroads. He had the power to ensure Sheila never woke up again, to end her reign of terror once and for all. But doing so would mean crossing a line he had vowed never to breach. As the minutes ticked by, the weight of his decision grew heavier. The Hippocratic oath he had taken echoed in his mind, reminding him of his duty to save lives, not end them. Yet, the fear and anguish in Steffy's eyes, the memories of Sheila's violence, and the threat she posed to their family gnawed at his resolve. A knock on the door interrupted their fraught silence. Ridge Forrester entered, his presence commanding as ever. "Finn, Steffy," he greeted them, his voice steady despite the storm raging around them. "We need to talk." Ridge's words were heavy with unspoken implications. He had always been a man of action, willing to do whatever it took to protect his family, and he knew Finn was teetering on the edge of an irreversible decision. The golden hues of the setting sun bathed the cliffside mansion in an ethereal glow. Inside, the opulence of the Forrester estate was almost stifling in its perfection, a sanctuary of wealth and power that had seen its fair share of secrets and scandals. But today the house was quieter than usual, the calm before an inevitable storm. In the heart of the mansion, Dr. John Finn Finnegan paced the length of the lavish living room. His usually calm demeanor was shattered, his face a mask of torment. The weight of his decision pressed heavily on his shoulders. He knew what he had to do, but the thought of it twisted his insides. How had it come to this? It had all started innocently enough. Finn had been blissfully married to Steffi, their love story a beacon of hope amidst the chaos that often engulfed their lives. They had faced challenges before, but nothing like this. Sheila Carter's return had turned their world upside down. Her manipulations, her schemes, had dug deep into their lives, leaving scars that might never heal. Finn had thought he could handle it, protect his family from her madness. But he had underestimated Sheila's reach, her ability to sow discord and destruction. In the weeks leading up to this moment, Finn had noticed subtle changes in Steffi. She was more distant, preoccupied, her vibrant spirit dulled by an unseen burden. At first he had chalked it up to the pressures of their tumultuous lives, but then he began to see the signs, the whispered phone calls, the late-night disappearances. He had confronted her, but she had brushed him off, insisting that everything was fine. But Finn knew better. He had seen the fear in her eyes, the way she flinched at shadows. Desperate to uncover the truth, Finn had followed Steffi one evening, his heart pounding in his chest. What he discovered shattered his world. Steffi was meeting with none other than Sheila Carter. The sight of them together, the hushed conversation, the way Sheila's hand lingered on Steffi's arm, it was too much to bear. He had confronted them, demanding answers, but Sheila's icy smile and Steffi's tearful silence had left him with more questions than answers. The next few days were a blur. Finn had thrown himself into his work, trying to escape the gnawing suspicion that Sheila had somehow gotten to Steffi, that his wife was being manipulated by the very woman who had caused them so much pain. But the pieces didn't fit. Steffi was strong, resilient. She wouldn't be swayed so easily, unless... It was then that Finn had discovered the truth. Hidden in the back of Steffi's closet, he had found a small, unassuming box. Inside, a collection of letters, all from Sheila. They spoke of a terrible secret, a truth so devastating that it could destroy their family forever. Finn's hands shook as he read the words, the implications of Sheila's claims washing over him like a tidal wave. If what she said was true, then Steffi had been protecting him, shielding him from a reality too dark to comprehend. Finn knew what he had to do. He had to confront Sheila, get to the bottom of her claims. But he couldn't do it alone. He needed help, someone he could trust implicitly. He turned to his mother, Lai, her wisdom and strength a beacon in his time of need. Together, they devised a plan, a way to lure Sheila out of hiding and force her to reveal the truth. The plan was risky, fraught with danger, but Finn was determined. He couldn't let Sheila destroy their lives any longer. He had to protect his family, no matter the cost. As the day of the confrontation approached, Finn felt a strange sense of calm settle over him. This was it, the moment of truth. He had no idea what awaited him, but he was ready. The meeting was set for the Cliffs, a place steeped in Forrester history, a place where secrets had been buried and uncovered time and again. As Finn stood at the edge, the wind whipping through his hair, he felt a surge of determination. He could do this. He had to. Sheila arrived, her presence as menacing as ever. She eyed Finn warily, her lips curling into a cold smile. "You're a brave man, Finn," she said, her voice dripping with sarcasm. "But bravery won't save you from the truth." Finn steeled himself, his gaze unwavering. "Tell me," he demanded. "Tell me what you've been hiding." Sheila's laughter echoed through the air, a sound that sent chills down Finn's spine. "Oh, Finn," she purred, "you really want to know? Fine, I'll tell you. But be prepared. The truth isn't always what it seems." As Sheila began to speak, the words tumbling from her lips like a dark incantation, Finn felt his world tilt on its axis. The truth she revealed was more horrifying than he could have imagined, a web of lies and deceit that stretched back years, ensnaring everyone he loved. In that moment, Finn knew what he had to do. He had to end this, once and for all. The unthinkable loomed before.